Um, there's a lot of youth that are conformed to this world. What would you tell them about just living for things?
Living for the things is temporarily. It will not last. It will bring you happiness for a moment, but when it's all gone away, then you will have nothing. And that's what we must, that's why I tell a lot of people, especially my youth ministry that I have, I let them know that the only things that we do for God will last. This other stuff looks appealing, but what it does is separates you from your purpose. It separates you from becoming who God really wants you to become. And they're not really walking in their greatness because what the world has to offer is not compatible to what God has for them. And I just let them know that there's so much more beyond what the things of this world has to offer. And you just have to be able to see past the things that are standing in your way, because it's enticing to the people. It's enticing. And as believers, I tell a lot of my brothers and sisters in Christ, we have to make this gospel enticing to the young people so that they can see who they are in God and the great things that God has for them.
Now, I talk to a lot of people who ride the fence. And I tell them, you can't have 1 foot in God and 1 foot in the world. You have to choose where you're going to stand. And I've been told by some that it seems that when they go towards God, things get worse. And I tell them that's just a test. What would you have to say to that?
And it's so prophetic how you just said it, because I was just speaking to someone about that, and I tell them, I said, once you accept Christ as your Lord, I said, that's when the battle begins.
Yeah.
That's when the battle begins, because now you're becoming a threat to Satan's kingdom. So the battle begins, and that's why it's so imperative that you know the scripture. And the scripture tells us that in this lifetime we will go through some hardships, but we must be of good cheer because he has overcome. So if you already know, and that's why it's so important, that if you already know that the enemy is going to get in your way because you are on your way to something great, you'll be prepared for it. You'll be prepared for it, and you know it's in the hands of God, and God has already taken care of it. That's where you get your peace from, knowing that it's in the hands of God, so you can continue to move forward to fulfill your purpose in life.
Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but I have lupus, and I also receive calls asking myself questions about how do I endure it all? And I tell them I have God who helps me through.
Amen.
What advice would you give to someone who is chronically ill, lupus, or someone's dealing with cancer, about just putting your trust and faith in God? It's like they tell me that they see me walking around or doing things and I'm supposed to be sick. I don't take it as a sickness. I don't even consider myself or see myself as ill, as I explain to them whenever I receive a new diagnosis. And I'll tell the physicians right out, you're not the original physician of this body. You did not create this body.
Amen. Amen.
So what would you tell someone who struggles in the despair of an illness? I know I've tried to tell them that whatever you're going through, you better be glad you're going through it, because it's somebody who did not make it today. It's somebody who has pain in a leg that they have lost, the phantom pain, but you have two legs. Be thankful for that pain. You can still feel that pain. You still have two legs. So what would you tell someone?
I would just lead them directly to the scripture, and what the scripture tells you, and it tells you that no weapon that is formed against you shall prosper. Now, it's letting you know that it's going to form, but it will not prosper. It will not affect your relationship with God. At the end of the day, regardless of what it is that you may be going through in the physical realm, as long as your soul says yes, and as long as you are putting your trust in God, you have won the victory. Mm-hmm. And this is what we have to understand. This life that we live is temporarily. To be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So through it all, your soul still says yes, and that's what gives you the joy to continue to move forward and move in your element. Whatever it is that you may be going, you move in it and believe that you are healed in the name of Jesus. The Bible says he was wounded for our transgressions and bruised for our iniquities, and the chastisement of our sins was upon him. By his stripes you are healed. And it was so profound. Like you said, you don't walk like you are sick. Mm-mm. Your mind is somewhere else. Like, I am healed. I am healed. Mm-hmm. And I was going, a lot of people didn't realize I was going through something about a year ago. I was just telling my wife this morning when we came from the gym, and tears came in my eyes yesterday when I was in the gym. I was telling my wife, I said, honey, I remember a year and a half ago, I was taking my daughter to school and we was running late, and I tried to run, and I couldn't even, when I walked, my whole body was just aching. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't believe it. And then the Lord spoke to me, and I said, I am healed. Whatever's going on in my body, I am healed. I went to the doctors. They couldn't diagnose me for nothing. And the Lord said, you just have to go through this process. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He said, you are healed. And I got up every day doing what I was normally doing. Mm-hmm. And then with that same mindset that you have, I am healed in the name of Jesus. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to allow this to stop me from moving forward. And that's what I would tell them. As long as your soul says yes and you still have that zeal and the desire for God, you will move in God. And God will give you the endurance. Mm-hmm. He sure will. And that's what it is. You have to walk through it. Walk in it by faith. And that's why faith is so important. Mm-hmm. Because the enemy, the first thing the enemy will have you thinking, you're dying, you're this, you're that, but it's a mindset. Mm-hmm. And the enemy cannot do what God has already done. Mm-hmm. And you are in the hands of God. So regardless of what, look at Job. Mm-hmm. He had a hedge upon Job. Mm-hmm. Everything he went through, but you can't take his life. The enemy can't do anything without the permission of God. Mm-hmm. So we just got to keep moving.
You know, when you mentioned your story about what you were going through a year ago, in 2014, I got up that morning to go to the gym, and I told my sister, I said, I'll call you when I get back home. And she said, okay, be careful. I went to the gym. I was off of the treadmill, started feeling heavy pressure in my chest. And I said, God, please let me make it to the other side to sit down. I made it to the other side to sit down, and I was not my mind was not coming clear. And so I asked one of the young ladies, I said, please help me. And that was the last thing I remembered. And when they had me on a defibrillator, they shocked me. And they said, rush her to the ER. She coded. And so they called my sister, and my sister said that when she received the call, she said, what are you talking about? I just spoke to her. And they said, no, you need to come to the hospital. She had a heart attack. And I tell people every day, no matter what I go through, I never blame God.
That's right.
And when they were wheeling me to the emergency room, I was saying to myself, thank you, God.
Yes, Lord.
And my sister, they came to the hospital and they said, what happened? And I explained it to them. And my middle sister asked me, she said, I don't mean to be funny, but what did you see? And I told her, I said, it wasn't my time. I said, it was not my time. And that's why I try to instill in people through my show that no matter what you go through, God has you. It's no need to worry. It's no need to fret. He has you. And if it's not your time, it's not your time.
Amen.
And that's why I'm so adamant when I go to see the physicians, no matter what they throw at me, the last thing they say to me, do you need to talk to someone? I say I talk to him 24/7. No, I don't.
Jesus. Amen.
But it seems like, and maybe it's just me, I don't want people to act like I do because I know the God I serve.
Amen.
He has gotten me through so much. This was not the first time I came close to death. And I'm quite sure it won't be the last time. But I don't worry about that. I try to let people know, live for today.
Yes.
Don't worry about tomorrow because tomorrow will take care of itself. But live an abundant life. He did not place us here to be living in lack.
Right.
And I try to get people to see that. But sometimes it gets hard, Dr. Nelson.
Yes. I understand. I understand. And just to piggyback off of what you said, live the abundance life. And I tell people all the time to live God's best life. Live the life that God has laid before you. And I just want something, God put it in my spirit. How do you live God's best life? How? It's through your faith, moral excellence, the knowledge and the wisdom of God, self-control, patience, endurance, godliness, brotherly affection, and love. Mm-hmm. Those are 8 things that I tell the people. Mm-hmm. And you can live God's best life in you. And it's not hard. And I can really relate to what you are saying because, and you listen to, my Facebook page, and I just want everybody to experience God the way I experience Him. We may experience Him different, but I just want you to know who He is because I truly believe that as believers, a lot of us are walking beneath. Beneath our purpose. We're not walking in the fullness of God, and it's there for us. And that's just my passion. That's just my passion in the midst of every